Good evening, everybody. This is Martin with Mape Electric, and tonight we are going to have a very special interview with Mr. Will Betances from Energize EDU, and also um the the mastermind behind the growth convention. Uh, which was a really great event. We're gonna get to know a little bit more about him, who he is, and uh, we have some really good questions for him, and also some hard questions. So, if there is something that you guys don't know and would like to know about Will, tonight will be the night to ask those questions. Okay, so thank you. Hi, Yassi. Hi, Edgar. Electric 10. Mr. Milo, thank you, Milo. We had a great interview last week with Milo. You haven't seen it, go check it out. It's on my profile, so you can go check it out. Okay. So that was the LinkedIn. It was really good. I just this week it's just been crazy busy, but very soon I'm gonna do my LinkedIn upgrade to the profile. Looks like Will is not here, or yes or not. Well, do you want to do it from Energize Us, or do you want to do it from your personal page? Check that out before you jump in. So, if you guys have any questions for Will, you can ask here. Leave it in the comments, and we're gonna ask him. Okay, but not just the common questions. Tonight, some hard questions are gonna be coming up. Some questions that people is asking about Energize Us, about Buld now that is the new organization that Will has come up with, and we're gonna find out what it is exactly. All right, let's see. All right, there's Will. Let's see. Hello, Will. Are you there? Oh, you're unable to. Oh, okay. No, it's. Hi, Will. How are you?
How you doing, brother? Can you
Good.
hear me?
Thank you for making the time for this.
Always, always. Is the sound
Yeah.
okay?
Do you were scared?
Always, man. Always, always.
All
You
right.
gotta take everything with a grain of salt.
For sure. Okay, so we're gonna start, Will, and everybody. Tonight we're gonna get to know Will a little deeper, just from within him. We probably you guys you guys don't know him. You guys are gonna get to know him and what is he doing for all the contractors out there. All right. So we're gonna start with the first question, Will. Who are you?
Well, that's a good question. I'm still trying to figure that out myself. But my name's Wilson. I'm from Queens, New York, born and raised in New York City, and I grew up just in Whitestone, New York, and that's a small little town right over the Bronx, the Whitestone Bridge. And I just grew up there. That's where I went to trade school. Yeah, that's just basically me. My family is from, my mother is Puerto Rican, my father's Dominican. So I got the little Latin blood. But that's where everything began. It was in New York City. That's where I'm from.
Okay. So the second question is, who are you really?
Who am I really? Oh, what does that mean? Or where do we begin?
Because you can say probably your political correctness answer, right? But who are you really? Who is Will really?
Yeah. Like finding like what's your purpose? Like what's your why? Like
Yeah,
that type?
or yeah, who are you, like, openly, without any reservations or anything? Who are
Yeah.
you really?
Well, I am a father. I have 3 kids. Not a lot of people know that. Not a lot of people know that I live over here in Connecticut. I'm on the East Coast. I very much love my kids, but I'm very passionate about business. I'm very aware of what I want to do. I'm very goal oriented, to the point where not a lot of people know this. Like, ever since the school and everything, I had a whole baby in the middle of this and no one even knows,
Oh,
So,
wow.
yeah. So remember when we had our first event, and not the first event, but the second one in February, where we met it at VLS Design?
Yes.
I flew home Saturday, right? We all went out after Saturday. I flew back, got home Sunday. My wife gave birth that next
Oh,
day.
wow. Wow.
So not a lot of people know that even throughout this entire journey, the craziness about this whole year, I had a whole baby in the middle of it, but that just speaks on the relationship I have with my wife, in the sense where how much determined we are to do and go on to this next goal, this next venture together. So it's so exciting to have like so many people support you in that aspect. But yeah, I got 3 babies at home. I got an 11-year-old. I got a 3-year-old who turns 3 next week. And then I have a baby who's 8 months old now,
Oh,
since
wow.
everything started. Yeah.
He's not
So,
letting you sleep, probably,
oh
huh?
no, he's good. He's good.
Yeah.
He's
Oh,
not letting
wow.
my wife sleep.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So the question number 3 is, what is Energize Us?
So what is Energize Us? There's
Yes.
2 parts to that.
Okay.
Energize Us LLC is my electrical contracting business.
Okay.
So my electrical contracting business, we operate out of Connecticut and all of New England. So we have a contract where we work from New England, Massachusetts, upstate New York, New Hampshire, Maine. We're licensed in all New England. And now we just got another contract where we're working down south. If everything goes well with that, it's going to be very fortunate, and we're going to be expanding to 30 different states. So that's Energize Us LLC. Then I started Energize Us EDU, the school, our non-for-profit trade school. And I genuinely opened it up because our electrical business covers all the expenses that I ever need. So the school is generally to get in some money, reinvest it into the company, and then give some services out on the tail end of things for everybody. So that's the 2 different businesses. Energize Us LLC is my electrical contracting. A lot of people don't know I'm a contractor. There's a lot of guys, they see things with the school. They don't know, like, oh no, I actually have my own business and it's still running.
Okay.
And that's why I can speak with you guys, because I had to learn the hard way on how to systemize my business, grow it to the way it's running, so it can now give me a life where I can focus 100% on the school, to the point where people are like, I never see you on a job site. What's going on? And it's like, yeah, because I grew my business to a capacity where I don't need to be.
Okay. Lalo was asking what defines Will.
What defines Will? That's deep. Defines me. I'm just, whenever I grab something, whenever I'm on a goal, whenever I have a goal, I'm very determined. I'm someone who I chase till I get it,
Okay.
So during different periods of time, that the definition of who I am changes. When it comes to focusing on work, I could be very determined, and that could cause issues in my own home. Like I tell a lot of people, when my life that I'm operating right now, I don't recommend it for everybody. That's genuinely the truth, because at the end of the day, I need to make that decision. When I'm on my deathbed and I'm with my wife, that's going to be between us. Did I do everything to the best of my ability? Is this life, was it worth it? And on my deathbed, I can be like, maybe I spent too much time at work rather than at home. That's between us to handle. So what defines me? I think it's whatever I'm pursuing at that moment, because
Okay.
I'm one of those guys who, when I have a goal, I do everything I can to reach the goal, to either extreme of things. You know what I mean?
Okay. Okay. JJ has a question. How many employees do you have working on your company, on your electrical company, I guess?
I have 6 guys in the field and 3 office staff, so 9 altogether.
Okay. Okay. What is Buld? What is Buld, and why do you think I'm already a member?
Hopefully for value. Hopefully you stuck around for value, because that's our number one push. We focus on value rather than numbers. When we started creating the school, what I learned about business when it comes to education, it's a completely different metrics. Like you see on the group chat, we're talking, we're saying, how do I get this type of money? How do I get this type of cash flow? How do I get this type of revenue? When it comes to a school, when it comes to education, it's completely different. When it comes to coaching, it should be completely different. It doesn't matter how many signups you have. It doesn't matter how much money you make. It's how many people understand what you're trying to project, how many people are learning from you and having success stories. So education is completely different. I can say I have $1 million, but if you don't have any repeat customers or students who don't truly appreciate you, or they fail their exam, did you do a good job? So the indicator of success, it depends on what industry you're in, and it varies. Education is completely different from just residential, service, electrical contracting, like what we're used to. Over there, we need the money, 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 money. Schooling is, if you don't have enough or have quality teaching, quality school, you're not going to now stay in business because no one's going to buy into you. It's two different markets. If you come in with one mindset, it doesn't usually rub off the other way. But all of that ties into Buld, and Buld is our association. So we're having an association of contractors throughout industries, plumbers, HVACs, builders. And what we're trying to do is bring everybody together so we can now communicate, because there's so many issues within the industry. I said on a few lives where I truly love the construction industry. I truly love contracting, but the construction industry doesn't set you up for success. It shows you how to be a good worker. It shows you how to keep your head down, stay focused, which is good qualities, but they don't teach you the skills that you need to run a business, to be an entrepreneur. So we created Buld, which stands for Builders United in Leadership Development. Because everything within the industry, I truly believe, can get fixed if we have true leaders who are representing the skilled trades. We have so many people who talk about we need more workers, we need more contractors, we need more this, we need more that, yet they're not in the trades. It's white collar folks talking about our industry. We don't have our own representation. We need to now start speaking off of our behalf. We have to start talking, hey, this is what the numbers look like. This is how we should charge, so that we can have enough funds so we can pay our guys the right way, so we can invest in our team and then keep the cycle going. But that missing piece is all in leadership. We have guys who are racing to the bottom, cutting each other off when it comes to prices, and then just people who just show up to work still in pajamas, you know? So that's kind of hard to say, oh, I show up to the supply store. Honestly, if you guys are a contractor, I went to the supply store to grab some stuff for you. Walk into the supply store, kids are wearing Crocs in the supply store. When did that become normal? You see the solar industry. I get pissed at the solar industry because I'm working with this contractor and I do their site visits. I go to their corporates and I do help them a lot with some consulting stuff. And they have guys showing up to work in sweatpants.
Wow.
So that's all accountability. That's all leadership. We don't have leaders in the industry. We need more leaders to hold people accountable. We need more leaders so they can run the jobs properly. We need more leaders so they can now charge the right way so they can invest in the team. We need more leaders, and that comes in every shape, size, color. We need more leaders. That's why we started Buld, because so many people want to focus on it's this, it's that, it's black, it's white, it's union, it's non-union. You know, it's closed shop, it's open shop. It's all these different things. Yet throughout every association you go to, no one's focusing on leadership. That's why we started Buld, because we want more leaders.
Okay. The next one is tied to my next question too. Lalo is asking, how do you cope with people that say you are just here to take their money and this will be a scam?
Then talk. All I can say is then talk to the people who already been with us. Once again, in education, what I truly appreciate about education, what I truly appreciate about value is there's already a whole year of track service that we already provided for you guys. You know, I broke bread with you guys. We stood up Burbank, midnight talking, all of us hanging out. If something was going to happen, it would have happened by now, because after a year, true color show. When you bump into the same person 3, 4, 5 times, you start getting to understand those people. And what I say is those people who feel like that, I feel sorry for them. because they're genuinely losing out on some opportunities, in the sense where if you're projecting that onto somebody else, that just shows a reflection on what you're thinking about yourself, you know? So it's a little upsetting. If you ever want to break bread, you know, to the point where I flew out to you guys, you know, if anybody has an issue, anybody has a concern, I'm willing to fly out to you guys and we settle it. That's the beautiful thing about what we do. That's the beautiful thing about contracting that allows me to now to go do that. You know what I mean? I spent the whole year trying to meet with you guys. So it
Sure.
does hurt. It's upsetting, but I'm not going to let something like that like stop us. You know, if it was going to be an issue, people would speak up. I'm never going to say I'm number one. I'm never going to say I'm the best. I'm never going to say I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. I'll tell you by my actions what we're going to do. But at the same time, if we mess up on anything, I always say, hey, reach out to us. Hey, reach out to us. I want to learn. I'm the type of guy, if I have something in my teeth, I always want to take it.
Okay. The next question is, how can we trust a guy that doesn't know how to spell?
Spell? What am I spelling?
The build. The build.
It's an acronym.
Okay. So it's not really build.
That's why it's B dot.
But some people can
dot.
say that, what is this guy trying to say? Exactly, no?
Yeah, no, but yeah, it's an acronym. That's why it's, if you go to the page, it's B dot U dot L dot D. It's an acronym. Just like NECA. What's NECA?
National Electrical Contractors Association or something like that?
But what's NECA? Can you say NECA is not a word? You know it's an association. Ah, there we go. What's IBEW?
Okay.
What's IBEW? What's IBU?
Okay. Next question is, do you get tired of always being nice, or is just a character?
Always being nice. I don't think, you see, that's difficult because always being nice, that means you're putting that face on. I treat everybody with the same way I want to be treated. If there's many times, even in growth, even with our team one-on-ones where we'll talk and I'll be like, I don't like this and I'm not nice. But at the same time, I'm always going to talk to somebody with the way I want to be treated. You know, even at growth, there was instances where we had some issues with some individuals, right? And it's like, in the back of my head, I'm like, business-wise, this is bad. Like, at 1 out of 10, it's like a 6, 7, 8, right? It's there. And think about it, as running an operation, all those feelings, real time is hitting you. So now you have to process it. And you, of course, everyone goes to the back of your mind, goes, oh, just go let him have it. But then once again, that's not leadership. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So part of leadership is doing things even though you don't want to do them, or handling things in a respectable way that you want to be approached. So when we have situations like that, I'll tell my guys, I don't like this. And I love the team because remember, all of this, I'm not the only one. We have a solid team. You met them. You met them at growth. You met my VP of operations, Tim. You now met Josh, my COO, who's running our company. You know, so you met all of this, these individuals where it comes like, I don't like this, Or even at growth, there's individuals like Chad. There's other individuals where something will happen and then they'll be like, how do you think they feel? And I'm like, dang, you're right.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's a face. It's putting it. No, I just know at the end of the day, you got to treat somebody with respect. You're a grown individual. I can't tell you what to do. I can't fight you. You know, it's one voice versus the other. But can we have a conversation about this? And then after that, you just let things fall the way they have to fall. But
have you fired anybody?
Huh?
Have you fired anybody from your company?
Fired? No. No one's fired in our company. What we do is hold standards for each other.
Okay.
So if somebody, and a code of conduct, if we have standards and we have a code of conduct, that's the beautiful part about it. We have now a set of rules off this line. Sorry, I have a code of conduct where it's, I will not cross this line. If someone decides to now take action or do something that goes against that code of conduct, I don't need a fire. Their actions determined the relationship we're having now, if that makes sense.
So you don't fire them, you let them go, or how does that work?
It's that's what I love about soft skills. That's what I love about systems.
Okay.
You have all these conversations before these things even happen. So it's not reacting to when it happens. No, we sat down, especially when it comes with working a lot of individuals, we have contracts with everybody. Hey, this is what we're having. This is what's acceptable. This is non-negotiable. For example, here's just an example, not saying names, no nobody. In Energize Us, you will never see one of us drinking when we're on work.
Okay.
We'll be at the bar with you guys. We'll be sipping on iced teas. You'll never see me catching a drink. And that's with the team. If somebody now decides to come into the company and say, oh, no, I need to have a drink to enjoy myself, I don't need to now say anything. Now, people may say that's strict. I'm running a business. I'm not doing this for friends. You understand? We have to make sure we are providing value. Because if I act dumb, now you see me acting dumb, and I say, trust me with this, you could say yes, but then if you see me drinking, you're like, now I don't trust them. That's a very hard decision. And then not to only have that standard, but then have a whole team follow standards about that. You know how difficult that is? So for me, I can say, yeah, I don't drink. But then to say, hey, guys, this is the vision we have as a school. To get to that vision, I think, because remember, everyone's grown. I can't tell somebody what to do. I think it would be best if we don't drink because we are working. We're here to serve them. Afterwards, when we're all alone, if we need to celebrate, we can celebrate. But when you're going to see me, if we ever go out and when we do these events and build it, you're never going to see me having a drink. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because now we are working. Now, is there moments where we had a drink after? Of course. But never when we're working together. I don't like drinking. If I drink, it's probably 2-3 times a year. So it helps me out, but it's one of those standards that I have. Just an example. It's in our code of conduct. And not to like spoil it for you guys. You guys are going to get a code of conduct also when we send it to the Buld membership.
Okay, it's coming.
But once again, it's not changing anybody's life, but it's just saying, hey, especially when we go to our master classes, you're going to see a type of standard what we want to see. And when you get that standard, you're going to walk a different way. You're going to be happy a different way. Like when we work with PBD, he has a whole bunch of standards that nobody even wants. He holds everybody accountable, especially if the closer you work with him. He has a nice relationship with it. And then that's just mutual respect. You know, if I know you don't like drinking, I'm not going to force that on you. For sure. Now we can have a conversation we can enjoy. But to fire anybody, I haven't fired anybody. On the school side, my electrical business, we have issues where we had to terminate some people and handle some things, you know? But on the school side, we have had a standard. We say, hey, this is what we do. This is what we don't stand for. If we happen again, we just move on.
Oh, wow. Okay. So talking about Buld, I heard people complaining that it's 2 steps too hard to become a member. Do you have anything to say about that?
That sounds like a Martine problem.
That sounds like a Martine. But I'm the voice. I'm the voice of all of them. No, just kidding. I'm nobody's voice, just my own.
2 steps too hard. All I know is it's click, done. But for some people who need help, if you want it even easier, just call me. I'll sign you up. How about that? And I'll do it all for you. White glove service, door to door, DoorDash.
Okay, that sounds good. Anybody that wants to join, just message Will and he will sign you up. Okay, let's go to the next one, Will. How long before you take all our money and move to a private island?
Never, bro. Never, bro. This is a lifelong journey. If genuinely, here's the thing. I got a story time. There, back in November last year, so a year ago, we all did the first meetup at Rudy's house. Right? Yes. We did the first meetup at Rudy's house, and this is the first time. Remember, I'm from the East Coast. All I saw was you guys on Instagram, and I'm like, that's what I wanted to do with the school. Anthony started it first, so I'm like, let me get there. Hey, Anthony, what do I have to do? I'll fly in. He goes, you're going to fly in for that? I said, trust me, I'll fly in. Just to meet everybody. So I fly in. We get to meet 20 contractors. Everyone starts introducing themselves, telling them their vision. There's one individual. To this day, I love him. Every time I'm with him, it's always a good time. He's down to earth, mellow. He came with us to Miami to the Vault conference. I love this guy from California. Love him, love him, love him. Sweetheart. When we finished, so not only did when I had the baby, bro, he sends me gifts all the time. Like, this is for the baby. He's an amazing sweetheart. Andy, amazing guy. Everyone's talking about their goals. Everyone's saying, I want to do this. I want to do this. I want to make this much money. I want to do this. Then it gets to Andy. Andy goes, I want a $50 million company. And I look at him and I'm like, oh yeah, that dude, he got vision, you know? And then he goes, HVAC's companies could do it. Plumbing companies could do it. Why can't electrical? And everyone starts laughing at him. Everybody.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, that dude got vision. I like that, you know? Because he's asking, he didn't say, I want it just to say it. He said, other people have it. Why can't we build something like that? And I'm like, that dude's thinking. I love that viewpoint. Now come back to me. How much longer before I take everybody's money and run away? If you guys genuinely understood and know my vision, I have a 40-year run. I'm not going nowhere for 40. If you guys know down to earth, only my inner circle knows what I want to do in the next 40 years. If you were to say here exactly what I want to do in the next 40 years, you would think I'm crazy.
Okay.
The stuff that you're going to see in the next 6 years, the next 6 years are going to define the industry of the entire United States. You're going to see it.
Okay. Next question is, when is Buld going to start asking us to invest in Bitcoin?
Never. We don't need that.
Not on the plan.
No, because with Buld, you're going to be building your own companies and you're going to be doing everything you need to do. And then whatever you do on your own, we're giving you the tools and the resources you need to be successful on your own. That's what Buld is about. It's shared resources. That's all it is. We're going to go from shared manpower to shared training, getting everybody on the same foundation so everybody understands what the industry is requiring of you. And then you guys build your own empires after that.
Okay, good. What is the dumbest question that someone asked you in life or business?
The dumbest question? I made a few videos on it. It was when they didn't ask questions. It was somebody who said, I know how to do this. I know how to do it. I know. That's the dumbest question. When I say, hey, can we do this, instead of saying, oh, what are we going to do? How are we going to do that? They go, I know what to do. And they always end up messing up. And I always say, to be coachable, remember, don't be Mr. I know.
Yeah. A lot of people say that. So the dumbest question is the one that is not asked.
Exactly.
Would you say that?
Always. And there's times where people will ask something and then I'll be like, you know what I mean? But then I think about that and I'm like, at least they're asking, at least they're asking.
Yeah.
Well,
sometimes you say something and then like right after they're like, but they're asking you the same thing, right?
Exactly.
Okay. The next question is, you said multiple times that you admire the founders of this country. What do you think they will say about Buld, besides that you don't know how to spell?
It's not finished yet. What would they say about George Washington when he lost his 32 battles?
Wow. Yeah.
No?
Yep.
We're not finished yet. See me at the end. We're all in the journey now. I'm not mad at anything that happens along the way. Remember what we started the year off. Remember?
Yeah.
What's failure?
I still have it right here.
Yeah. What's failure? Not starting or giving up.
Yeah.
Right? So everything that happens, it's going to be a learning opportunity. Everything that happens, we're going to take it, we're going to pivot, we're going to adjust, we're going to just keep getting better. We're not going to be perfect. We're never going to say we're perfect, but we're going to keep going. The hardest part is starting. There's so many people who want to start what we're going to do, and I welcome them. No one's getting beat up. And here's the funny part. No one knows how much we get beat up off camera. You know what I mean? Nobody knows how much we're getting beat up off camera. But guess what? We have to show up to work, And that's the best part about it. Because when you keep going, things start getting easier. Like, for example, I'm not trying to say, once again, I'm the best, but I love having checkups with all my friends. Like I'll call Lalo and I'll say, Lalo, how was my live from yesterday compared to my first live? He's like night and day. So you got to understand, like there's milestones you have to also realize, you know, there's ways that you can keep improving. And that's what I just love about those opportunities. It's like, no, I'm not worried about the now. Hold up. I'm just connecting my battery. Boom. I'm not worried about now. I'm worried about how we're going to be in the next, you know, like I said, in the next 6 years, big things are going to happen. 6 years. Yeah.
6 years.
In 6 years, you're going to see something nationwide happening.
Okay. Okay. One other question is Buld only for big companies, or a company owner that is working by himself can be part of it?
What I love about that question is we are opening up to everybody, in the sense where if you're aspiring to be a contractor, we will meet with you privately. If you are going to be a contractor within the next 6 months, as in you already have your license, because you know some people may have their license and don't want to jump on their own. Yeah. If you have your license and just got your license and you want to be on your own, like let's say you start doing side work, and you want to go on your own within 6 months, you're welcome, because we want to help you with the foundation. And you see that on Buld, we already have 3 members. Within the year, they're going to be contractors.
Yeah.
And then it's not for big companies. We're primarily focusing on getting the foundation for you guys set this year. This year is the foundation. This year is the blueprint. We want to work primarily with companies within the first to 5 years of business, because we want to help you develop your systems, develop your foundation knowledge, so that you guys can build to whatever level you want to build. We have so many people saying, I don't want to be a big company. I don't want to expand. And I said, this is not for you. We are helping you with your systems so that you work more efficiently. And then if you want to expand, you have the systems to now grow you to that capacity. But it all starts with the foundation. It all starts with the blueprint. It all starts with systems and your core processes. And that's what we're doing at Buld.
Yeah. I see Nathan in there. He's aspiring to be a contractor, and he's trying to learn. I like to see that.
Yeah.
We never stop learning. I mean, Rudy, he's still learning, and he's really knowledgeable, and he's always learning too. So
yep.
We never stop learning.
And what I love about him, just like what we've been talking about on Instagram Live, so many of us, we jump into contracting, just start working, right?
Yep.
Nathan, he's our priority head of than both of us, true or not?
Yep. He wants to learn.
He wants to learn even before he begins.
For
so
sure.
That means he's going to know we had to learn all of this through trial and error.
Yeah. He's going to be better than us, probably.
But hey, remember, the metrics for a school is different than business, than contracting. Our metrics is we want our students, we want our team, we want our members to succeed. So he succeeds, we stay in business. You know what I mean? If we're the number one coach out there and then people don't want to call back on us, that speaks volumes. You understand? We have to provide value. And that's PBD, value. And you're going to see one of our code of conducts when we start our master classes. We have some exciting news. So maybe I'll share that with you guys at the end on how we're going to have our classes different from everybody else. You've never seen these style of classes before. But what PBD said is value. Always give value. You will never lose if you always give extra value. Number 2 is on our code of conduct. We're going to say value should be the standard at this point. Some people are going to be like, that price doesn't make sense unless you give exceptional value. No, we're already saying standard is value. No cheap, no hack, no sloppy, no the minimum. So moving forward, already know that everything we say is already to a high value standard.
Yeah. And I think the customers appreciate that too. No, they appreciate the quality. They appreciate that you're telling them that you're not going to be cutting corners just to save them $100, right?
Every time.
For sure. Okay. If you guys have any questions that nobody have asked before to Will, um, ask him. And I'm missing some of them. Here's Tari, Mr. Moy. How do you deal with difficult clients?
With difficult clients,
Yeah.
I have SOPs for all of those stuff. So once we get into human resources, I think that's like what, August, September, we start talking about HR, right? I'll give you my SOPs for that. So I'm going to be honest. Remember, you saw a few examples of my SOPs. My office managers, they make a list for everything. If this happens, this is what you do. If that happens, this is what you do. If this happens, this is what you do. Everything. So just like the markup, where it goes, how much markup do I charge? Go to page 12.
Yeah.
Oh, everything is cookie cutter. That's what you need if you want to ever sell your business. You need that book. The same thing with customers. We already have a sheet, a chapter when it talks about how to handle disgruntled customers. We have all the way up to 50, 250, $500 gift cards, depending on the scale of the situation. Of course, the first step is try to remedy it. The second is then go through those tiers. But we have ways of, it depends on the case, how upset the homeowner is. But we already wrote down what we're willing to do when situations happen and situations arise. Not only that one of that examples of how do you handle disgruntled customers is actually one of my biggest selling points when I go for my contracts. There was I had a lunch, and they were looking for a contractor to do a bulk load of work. It was a 800-meter project. 800 meters I have to do in a year, 1.5 mil, right? So that was 2023. So I saw the other people going to bid it, and it's just like everyone else. I'll go 10% lower than everybody else. I'll go 10% lower. So I come in, and I've already worked for them in the past. So just like any other business, just like what we mentioned before, when you already have a history with somebody, they already trust you more because there's credibility. So this thing, I said the same thing. I said, hey guys, let's see. These guys are saying you're going to do this. They're going to do that. And it may be true. You may save money, but you're risking a whole year or two on work that you've never seen them perform before.
Yeah.
So these guys are going to promise you the cheapest, but you don't know the quality. You don't know how they're going to react. I promise you, I'm not going to be the cheapest, but I'm not going to be the most expensive either. I'm going to be fair. And why do I say that? It's because I already worked for you guys for 2 years, and I did X, Y, Z. And I know a lot of people are going to talk about all their accomplishments, but I want to talk to you about my fails. There was 3 incidences where we had bad reviews, where we installed equipment on the side of the house, and it was one of those old homes where we had to remove the material, move the everything, the equipment, disconnect everything, the whole solar system, and now we have holes in her siding, right? Mm-hmm. And guess what? That house is old. They don't make that color anymore, So it's like, what do you do? She's disgruntled. So we can say, hey, we can patch it, like put in new siding, but now it's different colors. You paint it, it's never going to look the same, because the old. So then what do you do? So do I re-side her whole house? Do I repaint her whole house? Or what do I do? How do we handle this? We handled it XYZ. Another customer left a bad BBB review. Okay. Not on my company, but the company I do the contracting for. Oh, so now they look bad. We talked to the homeowner. We resolved it. Not only did she take down the comment, right? She gave us a 5-star review, and she goes, solely because they took accountability on their issues, I will use them again. The third issue, same thing, bad review, took it down. Not only that, she referred us to her neighbor now to do some solar work, because they said when there was an issue, yes, it sucked. They handled it. I can't get mad when someone messes up and takes accountability. I can't. I would work with them again. So I told them, yes, I'm good. I've done work for you in the past. Yes, I'm not the cheapest, but at least when shit hits the fan, I'm going to be there to make it right. The owner's like, like this, given the contract. Just like that.
Very good.
Because
Very good.
now you know how to handle issues. Remember, when you hire someone, I hate, one of my biggest pet peeves is I hate when I hire a contractor and it's the contractor been doing this for 30 years. And he's like, what's the famous line? In my 30 years, I've never seen this before. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Everybody says that. Everyone wants to make it seem like it's doomsday. If I'm calling you, I want solutions.
Yes.
I don't want problems. So
Sure.
for some reason, the older generation, they make it seem like they have to talk about all the problems. Stop talking about the problems. Focus on the solution. Focus on how you're going to handle it. And I guarantee you, you're going to blow everybody out the water.
Okay.
So that
Very
long
good.
story short, that's how I handle disgruntled customers. You got to reason with them. It's soft skills at that point. It's not hard skills because they're mad about the work you did. So it's a soft skill issue. It's communication, resolutions, and then holding yourself accountable.
Okay. So pay attention, guys, and you guys can watch the recording after we are done. If you guys want to watch it again, I like to listen to Will and watch his videos live sometimes, and then I watch the recordings again on YouTube because if I didn't get something, I can probably get it on the second time I watch it. So you're always sharing a really good value on your lives. Ace of Electric is asking, get a website before or after contractor's license?
So if you get a website before you get your license, by some states, it depends on the state you're at, but in Connecticut, for example, if you have a website, you have to have your contractor's license on it, you know? And if you don't know how to design your website, you're paying someone to do it. Now you're adding more work, and those are all going to be bills adding up. Especially with the world we live in, social media now, you can do a lot more without a website. Now that doesn't mean, hey, like Milo's thing, you can get business if you don't have LinkedIn, but you're now going to another level.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when you come into contracting, you don't need a lot to get started. But as you grow, you want to make sure you start using these tools to help you and reach more people. You know, so do you need it? No. You can get started. And then as you start growing and you have funds, you make that website, you make it one time now. It's going to last you for the year. You're not going back editing it. We updated the Energize Us website. That's $2,500 every time I got to edit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm like, make one change, let it sit for another year before we come back to this. So those are just some things you want to keep in mind.
All right. All right. Barba Electrical is saying, Will is the man. Meeting you and knowing who you are makes me know that my vision is not a crazy one to make happen. Okay.
No, and Barba came down to Miami with us also for the Vault conference. Yeah. I think that was an amazing opportunity. We had 10 tickets this year to give out, and we had all our buddies from New York came, Stelman, from Boston, California. It was awesome. I'm telling you, when you get in a room with people who have vision, it's one of those. Once again, we go back to the example of what happened in November. When Andy said his goal, you know, I was like, dude has vision. But honestly, I love all you guys, but the majority of the guys who were there, like Barba was there, Anthony was there, Rudy was there. I love all you guys, genuinely love you. But everybody laughed at him, you know?
Yeah.
Because they think his vision's crazy. But when you go to Vault and you say, hey, my vision is to make a $5 million company, everyone there will laugh at you because of that. They're like, why are you thinking so small? Yeah. It's literally the same vision in a different room and you get a different outcome. That's what blew my mind. Genuinely blew my mind. So if Andy said that at the Vault, they would be like, why so small? You're talking with guys who are, bro, they're making 250 million. Bro, do you know what PBD brings in? Bro's bringing in 750 in rev a year. That's 70 mil a month. So when he goes, I want to make 50 mil a year. He's like, why? Like, why are you so small? Like, that's half a month. And once again, not everybody wants a high rolling a company like that. Respect. A lot of people just want, hey, I just want enough so I can have work-life balance. Like what we talked about, what is success, right? Yeah. Everyone has a different gauge of success. But when somebody says, this is what I find, or this is what I want as success, and people laugh at them, I don't like that. I don't like that.
JJ is asking, are you going to do one-on-one to see what is needed individually with the company? So how the company can grow, or how some of the members can, what they need? Yep. If you're going to do like one-on-one at some point.
So you remember that two-step problem that Martin didn't like, where you guys had to fill out the PDF? Remember that? The thing that you don't like to fill out? Remember that? Yeah. That's what I need. Remember, I run a business on systems now. I need data. So I'm not just looking for the money. I'm looking for the data. Yeah. That when you fill out that sheet, I know now, hey, this is what Martin's working on. I know this masterclass, boom, 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 he's gonna love. And I'm gonna tailor it to Martin's goal because you wrote it down, right? Sure. Yeah. So now I know who to focus on. Like we have the class, right? And we're gonna be going over the topics with everybody. But I'm gonna say like, hey, Martin's working on this. I'm gonna focus on Martin. Hey, this guy's working on this. I'm gonna focus on him on that. Not saying that it's not valuable for you. I'm just gonna show them a little more attention because you guys filled out our application and you guys already filled out what your company's goal is. Martin, guess what? That's systems, baby.
For sure, for sure.
So now I don't need to worry about it because I already got it down in writing. So
you know what are our goals, right?
There we go. And now I have that piece of paper to hold you accountable. Martin, is it true that you told me you wanted to work on this? Yes. Or at the end of the year, hey, Martin, you said you wanted to reach this goal, right? Yep.
What happened?
Did you make it? Yep. You made it. Nice. Awesome. So are you happy? No. Why aren't you happy? You told me what you wanted. Here's the writing. Did we meet it? Yes, I did. Oh, so is there a problem? Oh, well, now, yeah, you helped me with it. That's soft skills, baby. Now we have a conversation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I love about it.
Okay. Well, let's see. Oh, he said, JJ, he wants to be able to have at least 10 crews. And if he wants to have 10 crews, right? Okay. And then he asked again, was it difficult to start doing social media? And if it was, how did you deal with it?
Systems. Honestly, you already met him. Do I ever travel alone, Martin?
No. You go with your guy, right?
Yeah. I had him for a year. Once again, everyone's circumstances different.
Tommy?
Yeah, Tommy. Yeah. Once again, everybody's circumstance is different. Everybody's. I'm speaking to you because I grew my electrical company to the point where I get to travel, I get to meet you guys, I get to build a second business with you guys, right? Because my electrical business does enough. Additionally, my electrical business not only does enough for me to travel, to care for my family, but now I have Tommy full-time traveling with me because we have systems in place. So for me, I don't do nothing with social media. I'll do something and Tommy will like, hey, we need to do X, Y, Z. Cool, let's do it. And I'll go film with him. Hey, let's try this out. Let's do it. Now, everyone's circumstance is different. I have the luxury where I built up a company where I have team members for everything now. I don't want to do nothing alone. That's another indicator of success when you can have and recruit people and they stay with you. It's retention. You know, once again, not only if I try to sell you something, Martin, and if you don't like it, then you say, oh, forget Matt. The same, forget Will. The same applies when it comes to a team, true or not. If you're a bad boss and people don't want to work with you, is the company bad or is the employee bad? It's the conversations you want to have. So when it comes to content creating, I understood I can't do that. I understand my weakness. I'm not an influencer. I work with influencers. We're a business with influence, but I'm not an influencer. I don't know what kids want. I don't know what these guys want. I don't know what people like to look at. I don't know what's viral. That's Tommy's job. So if you're looking to go into social media, it is a very useful tool, especially with what you have to do to get out your name, show your reputation, show your brand. All of that stuff is difficult on your own when you have a team. Like I told you before this, with where we're going, brother, genuinely, I freak out because I have a PR team now. I got guys who interview me for magazines. I say, hey, I want to go do this show. And they're like, no. I'm like, oh, okay, never mind. We have a PR team. Now people are like, who the hell do you think you are? I'm sorry. I don't. I'm just telling you what they're telling me to do. You know what I mean? Because genuinely where we want to go, I'm telling you, the next 6 years is going to be a wild ride. For everybody who's around for those 6 years, you guys, it's going to be night and day. I'm telling you, it's going to be an exciting journey. But I say trust people. And if you can't start something full time, do what you can. Either do it on your own, or just like in Buld, there's programs that we're offering to help you do that so you don't have to worry about it. That's what Buld's about. It's not trying to get rich. It's trying to give you the tools and resources that we didn't have when we first started business. If you want it, awesome. If you don't want it, that's fine. It's there when you need it. You understand? It's just like that web page. You can get started right now without it. When you want the help, it's there for you, though.
For sure. So JJ said that the critics are brutal.
Oh yeah, yeah,
What
yeah. It's
do you
hard.
think about that?
Well, it's hard, but it's something that you have to accept. That's part of the job. If you go on social media, you know, I'm new to it, so I'm new to critics. You know, I'm new to it. But look at guys like Tennessee. You know, he's been dealing with it for the last 4 or 5 years. True enough.
Yeah.
There's guys everywhere who we're working with who already been through it. So once again, I'm over here getting my first hate mail. I'm getting people saying this about me. And the first 20 minutes, I was like, what do I do? Right? And then I talked to Tennessee, and Tennessee, oh no, bro, don't even worry about that. And I'm like, why? And then I realized, oh, he's been dealing with it for years.
Yeah.
That's
But
the beautiful part about it.
Yeah, everybody that wants to do something is gonna be criticized at some point, right? Yeah,
Bro, they killed Jesus.
yeah, yeah. And even
They
the
killed
big guys,
they
no?
killed Jesus, and you think you're gonna go away? You think everyone's gonna love you?
Yeah,
They
no,
killed the perfect man.
yeah.
Something's
There's no
gonna
way.
happen. You know what I mean?
For
But
sure.
it's one of those things. It's acceptance. Remember, Power versus Force. Amazing book. Are you at the level to accept the responsibility that you're gonna have? You know, that's the next step. That's right there. After that, everything's good.
Okay. So you said that sometimes electricians are divas, or of the existing members, who you think is the most diva?
Oh, oh my God. Yeah. This is the one I'm gonna listen to my PR team. I'm gonna
Okay,
skip this one.
you're gonna pass on that. You're
um,
not gonna share it with us.
um, no, what I love, what I will say is all electricians are divas. Any state, on Instagram, off Instagram. What I love is now we have influencers on top. That's super divas now.
Okay.
No, but no, I love them all. I love them all because it's all different personalities, you know?
Yeah.
It's all different personalities. I said it from the beginning. The best part of 2024 was getting to meet all of you guys. The worst part of 2024 was getting to meet all you guys too. Because now you got to see, it's like when you see someone far away, it's one reaction. Then you see them every day and you're like, huh. You know, there's expressions where it's like, don't meet your heroes for a reason. You know what I mean? But no, all in all, I love each and every one of you guys. There's so many of you guys that I visited. We broke bread together multiple times already. You know, there's guys where I met their families, you know. Even if we don't work together, even if something happens between us, we broke bread, we met your families, There's times we went, hung out with their kids, you know, like Tennessee. If anything happened to us, he's still a great guy. I still met his wife. I love his kids. We went to Disney. It goes beyond social media. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So that's the beautiful part about it. Yeah.
for sure. Okay. This one is a little, I'm not sure you can say if you want to answer it or not, but maybe you probably played this question before. It's in a multiverse where you are all single. I don't want to get you in trouble, but kiss, marry, and kill from woman superheroes.
Oh my God.
Kiss, marry, and kill Captain Marvel, Harley Quinn, and Wonder Woman.
All right. Kiss, Mary, kill. Is my wife on?
I don't think so.
Kiss, Mary, kill. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, Harley Quinn, she's evil, so we'll throw that out the window, right? So she's
Okay.
easily kill. You know, the other two, it's 50-50.
Okay. So Captain Marvel and Wonder Woman.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
definitely. What's up, Mama? You're nervous?
Okay. So we're gonna get serious on this part. When was the last time you cried and why?
Oh my God. When my son was born. My son was born. Because not only it was a tough time because, like I mentioned, I spent the whole year traveling, you know? And then I had a serious conversation with my wife where she's like, I was alone through this pregnancy because I was doing the traveling, which I give it to her once again. We already had a goal. We already knew what we were getting into, but it still sucks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like you have to do what you have to do, but it still sucks. Also, on top of that, when our baby was born, he was in the ICU, so the NICU. So we had an intensive care unit for 3 weeks, and my wife was sleeping at the hospital, and we had to take turns, you know. So that was a stressful time, and on top of that, I was never home. So as you can only imagine, you know, all the stress. But it was definitely when my son was born. He was the biggest blessing, but he gave us the biggest scare, you know.
Okay. Yeah. Um, what is the moment when you felt the happiest man in the world?
I would say when I got married. Yeah,
When you got married? How long was that?
we're hitting 6 years now in September.
You felt the happiest man in the world.
Yeah.
Why?
Because when we it was one of those on and off again relationships, you know. And then when I was serious, she wasn't serious. It was like I was acting stupid when I was younger. Then when I was serious, it was like, oh, I don't trust you, you know. And then she's the one who broke up with me. And it's like, when you're serious, that's when I'll talk to you. And then like 2 weeks later, I was like, I'm a changed man now, you know? And then she's like, nope. And she made me wait for like 8 months before we started talking again.
Oh, wow.
So that was, yeah, it was a lot of self-development at that time. And that's when I started my business too, you know?
Okay. So you were dealing with a lot of things at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So your wife is here. She said, "Be careful." uh, what is success? Because you're always talking about success is different for everybody, and everybody has their own idea. What is your idea of success? What is Will's idea of success? Share that visual picture with us.
Well, so success for me personally,
Yes, sir.
is the goal I have for the school. The school is going to do way more than whatever business I can ever create. The school is that opportunity to, it's like when I say it's going to be an Ivy League school, it's going to be like the Harvard. When someone goes, you went to Energize Us, oh no, you're hired. You don't need an interview. You know what I mean?
Wow.
I want to have that reputation throughout the states. You know,
Okay.
I want to have a reputation where we're going to speak in front of Congress and they're going to say, what's the budget for the Department of Labor for this year? I want to have those type of conversations. I want to have the conversations where where businesses, government, all of that has to go through us, where they're like, hey, we're trying to build a new city, or there's an earthquake or another tsunami happen, call Energize us, they'll build it back up. I I want to build Energize Us, the school, not my name, the school name to be a Rockefeller name. I want that name for that school to be something. And people are going to think that's crazy. People are going to think that I want to shake up the industry. I'm going to say everything, what's wrong with it, how we can get better, and we're going to prove it. But you need successful people to prove that. If I say that and Buld is a disaster and you guys are not growing, I can't push that vision. So I need to push myself to make sure Buld's successful. So you guys become successful, to say we got an army of successful guys.
Okay. So one of the questions that comes up to my mind is, how do you make sure, because sometimes we can have the best coach, we can have the best advisor, but at the end it's on us if we're willing to do the work or not.
Correct.
How do you uh, make sure that the people that has the dream, but you're coaching them, but they're not doing what what you're telling them to do? How do you like
bring it out of them?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
because sometimes we can have the best coach, but we don't do it, and it's us, it's our life, right?
Yep. That's why I said, remember when I said what we're going to be doing for our classes, our master classes, it's never been done before.
Okay.
Our approach to the way we're going to engage with our members has never been done before. And I wanted to share it with you guys, because the number one thing that I truly feel is lacking in the industry is leadership. That's why our company motto, what is it? Building builders and leaders, right? The master classes that we're going to go over every month, that's building builders, right? We're going to talk about systems. We're going to talk about HR. We're going to talk about hiring. We're going to talk about processes, SOPs, everything. That's building builders. You learn how to build your business, and then you become a successful builder. But how do you build a leader? That's a question, right? It's kind of tough. I don't know, right? It's all opportunity. How many times and that's when I talk a lot about with PBD. He goes, tell me about the industry. And then we'll be talking about, so many people have issues in contracting because the construction industry doesn't teach us how to contract. Okay. He goes, how many people are successful? I said, it's a very struggle in our industry. He goes, okay. But I said, everybody, there's so many people I meet, and they said, I had ideas from my boss. Hey, why don't we do this, this, this? And they never listen to us, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? Let me open up my own business and do it myself. I truly believe if bosses, the older generation, gave us opportunities, we wouldn't be entrepreneurs. We would be intrapreneurs. And there's a lot of people who would have been happy with that. So for me, I love the opportunity of giving people opportunities. And I feel like the best way to develop leaders is by giving people opportunities to lead. So when we have our master classes, it's 2 hours long. We broke it down: 15 minutes, 45 minutes, 15 minutes, 45 minutes, 4 parts. What are we going to do in those 4 parts? The first 15 minutes is we have a book reading every month. Every month, we're all going to read the same book. And we're going to spend 15 minutes talking about highlights of that book.
Okay.
The next 45 minutes, we have 2 to 3 speakers, guest speakers, to speak on that topic. Like the first month is vision. We're going to have 2 or 3 speakers speaking on visions. And we have guest speakers like who work at Valuetainment with PBD who are going to come do that speech for us. Talk about vision, talk about the purpose of a vision, all that stuff. The next 15 minutes, every month, we're assigning 2 or 3 members to do their own presentation for us. So now you guys have opportunities to work on public speaking, work on delivery, communication skills. All of those things are self-development, leadership capacities, because you need to public speak when you're a contractor, when you're an owner. You need to communicate properly as an owner. So many people have issues with their customers because they're fighting back and forth. Did you communicate the right way? We're going to do that together. How do you do that? By practicing. We're going to give you guys opportunities. So now we're going to get the lesson from the guys, but now we're going to give you guys the opportunity to lead. So, hey, Martin, you're first up. Vision, 15 minutes. You have 5, everyone else has 5. Give me a 5-minute presentation on what your vision is and why you think vision is important. And then you make your own outline. Now you're speaking. Now you're standing up straight. We're going to go over, hey, what are best practices for presentations? You know what the #1 fear is in America?
I think the fear of critics, like
Public
JJ was
speaking.
saying, right?
Public speaking is the #1. It's a pandemic. People are scared of talking in public more than COVID.
Yeah.
People are more scared of public speaking than Trump, Kamala, whatever's going on. People are more scared about standing up and speaking.
Yeah.
That's the #1 epidemic in the US. It's public speaking. We saw that need. We say, hey, we're going to tackle that head on. And guess what? If you have a bully going after you and you know how to communicate, if you know how to keep your composure, he don't win. Sure enough.
Yeah.
If you have an angry customer and you're standing on business and you're over here saying, pa, 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 he can't piss you off. If a customer or an employee goes, pa, 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 and you're here, boom, 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 poise, stoicism, nothing's going to happen. We are giving opportunities to lead now because we see you valuable. There's other guys out there who, once again, no names, that they say, this is the time where you sit down and shut up and learn from me. Nah. With our leaders, we're telling you to stand up and now you teach in front of everybody. That's what it's all about. Giving opportunities to lead. Because so many people want to feel appreciated. So many people want to be heard. We're giving you guys those opportunities. So in our classes, when others tell you to sit down and shut up, we're telling you to stand up. We're going to have speaking. I want to hear from you guys. And that's how we all grow. That's how we're going to differentiate from every other class out there.
Okay, so for the people that is still thinking about it, signing up for Buld or not, what would you say to them?
Talk to the members who are already signed up. Today we posted, I think, 13 of them, right? Who are already signed up. Ask them their experience. Ask them what's the value in that group chat. I'm showing you my documents from my personal contracting business. You know what I mean?
I got 2 copies now.
Yeah, and that's the thing. So many people want to say, remember, everything that I've established is because I already put it into practice. I'm already doing it. You guys may not see my electrical business. I got a page, my electrical contracting page. I haven't focused on it because I'm focused on the school now. But anybody have questions, anybody has concern, anybody wants to talk to Josh, my COO, anybody wants to talk to Tim, my vice president of operations, if anyone wants to talk to my marketing director, Tommy, if anybody wants to talk to my team.
You're an open book? Can you say that?
I have everything exposed to the world right now for all you guys. If you guys have questions, concerns, I always welcome it. You know, the sad part is you're always hearing the complaints from somebody who doesn't want to speak up.
Yeah.
You know, you're hearing somebody who says they don't have the answer. They don't know what they're talking about. They just want this out of you. Yet look at that person. Are they the type of person you truly want to be in the next 10 years? You know, because if you listen to somebody, every time I listen to somebody, I'm going to be a step closer to looking like that person. You know what I mean? So, of course, as you grow, your vision changes. The people you idolize change. The people you follow change. But look at core principles. Hey, I like that about that person. I want to copy that. And you take the good and you remove the bad, right? Hey, I don't like that. Okay, but I like how he does that. You can learn from so many different people. I'm not hating on anybody. I'm just saying, look at the person If they look, speak, dress, talk a certain way and you don't like it, it doesn't matter if they're number one. I'm sad. No, because everything you do, everything you listen to, everything you act like they do, you're just going to end up looking like them, because that's where their decisions brought them. So when people are thinking about Buld, talk to everybody who's already a part of it. Guess what? If somebody messages you, you can tell them your experience. You can say, hey, this. Who was it? Was it Terry or JJ who had a conversation with Josh already?
JJ, yeah.
That's a community you're not going to get anywhere else. Other communities, they want to focus on themselves. I have the answers. You got to come to me. You want my coaching call? It's going to cost this much. You're part of a network that everyone wants to help each other build.
For sure.
Yeah. If I don't have the answer, go to my COO. If he don't have the answer, go to our VP. You know what I mean? There's an expert in every category for you guys.
Yeah, you have guys that are top in there, man. I love it. So Renaissance Man 25 says Richard Pryor said he used to tell jokes to keep the big guys of him in prison. Okay. Yeah. He had to, right?
That's the only way. Oh my God.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. So everybody here, what they can do to get into Buld, they can ask the members, and they can ask you directly too. You've been very accessible. So the top guys that you got in there, how do you convince them to join you on this dream? Because Sergio is a really good teacher. He already has let's say we could say that he's accomplished, right? How do you convince a guy like that to join you on this dream? And more of the guys that are top in there, right? Is Sergio is just an example.
Yeah.
How do you convince them to join you on this dream?
What I love about everybody is everybody is working hard on their own ventures. No one's piggybacking off of anybody. Sergio is an established name. Michael Stellman, an established name. You know, Lutron Pro, all around the U.S. gets travel. Peter Gallen, a big name. You know, you don't want to piss him off, but exactly. Name. You know what I mean? We have guys on the East Coast, West Coast, and guess what? I all broke bread with them. I flew out to them. I drove to their house, and we sat down and we talked. And I tell them, this is who I am. This is what we're doing. This is the vision. Thelman came down to Miami. I went to California. I went to Peter's house. He invited me out to dinner afterwards. Everything has been transparent. Everything has been transparent. The people who have a problem with me, I've never even met them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's not how do I convince them, because there's no convincing when you know it's real. There's no convincing when we break bread. Stillman came to my house, met my family, met my kids. We barbecued in the backyard. You know what I mean? So did Peter. So did Rewire from New Jersey, from Philly, right? So did Figueroa from Massachusetts. Electrician Time came down to New York City with us when we were on TV, Times Square. Stuff like this doesn't happen on accident. It's not like what was the sales pitch you gave them? There's no sales pitch. It was real. That's an indicator of success. When you attract talent, recruit talent, remember?
Yeah.
Train, develop talent, and duplicate talent. Everybody is doing that all on their own. And what's so beautiful is they all say the same issues are with the industry. If I had a different sales pitch for every single person, it's like a lie, where you got to tweak a lie everywhere and then you're lost.
Yeah.
The one thing I tell each and every one of them applies the same to all of them. And think about it. Everybody we talk to is a different demographic, true or not. We got Stillman. We got a New York Italian gangster, right?
Yep.
We got Peter Galligan, who's a Russian, Ukrainian descendant, hard, right? Then you
Yeah.
got Francis in Philadelphia, hard, thick skin. Then we got Country Cameron in Tennessee, right?
Yeah.
Then we got West Coast, Anthony, Andy, guys like that. Sergio, Latin descent, Ova, you, and we're singing the same song. I'm not tweaking it everywhere I go. It's been one mission, the same the whole year long. And yet that strikes a chord with everybody, whatever demographic you're at, whatever state you're at, whatever background you're at. Everyone thinks the same way. That's how you know something is true. That's how you know that's something everyone's dealing with. True or not? Then you look at these other guys who work by themselves. Every time they say, look at my crew, it's always a different crew. You know, they go here, they go there. This is my new crew. We're this, we're that. And it's new people every time. What's the issue? There's no retention. You understand?
Yeah.
That is the things that I want people to start asking questions about. You know,
Sometimes
of course you want to be cautious.
We don't know how to lead, right?
It's of course you want to be cautious when anybody goes up. You don't want to listen to anybody. But there's usually a pattern. There's usually breadcrumbs. There's usually evidence in other ways, and you can start dictating if someone's good or bad. You know what I mean? That's what I recommend everybody to do. But I'm not selling anybody anything. These guys, we all said the same thing. If at any point they wanted to challenge me, they're more than welcome to. A lot of them see my numbers already. They know what I bring in business. They see I show them my wire transfers. We all know what's going on. It's all the same thing, and we just want to do better. Remember, the school's a non-for-profit. We can't pay ourselves. And if we do pay ourselves, as a disclaimer, we have to put how much we get paid on the website.
For sure.
That's law for non-for-profits. So if you guys genuinely want to know any information, feel free to reach out. You know, everybody is all saying the same thing, and everybody's already succeeding on their own. They don't need the school. They don't need me. You know, everyone's already doing. They all genuinely see the ways we can improve in the industry, though.
Yeah, they see the value, and they have the goal to help more people succeed, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Well, we're at the end. Thank you very much for all this for answering all of these questions. It was really nice to get to know you a little better, and for some people that didn't know who you are, and now they know a little bit more about you, and they can go follow you, and they can follow Energize us, right? And now Buld, and so I wish you all the best. I told you, and I wrote it on the paper, I believe in your dream, you know, so you have my full support, and I hope we can all grow together, right?
No,
so,
we will. And I thank you for that. Thank you for giving me the heads up too, that you wanted to do this. It meant a lot. It was a tough time this week. We're getting beat up this week, but this was a nice time. It's a nice Friday night way to end it.
For sure. Thank you, Will. Have a good night.
You too. Bye.
Thank you. So everybody, if you guys missed some of this live, you guys can go watch it. The recording is going to be available here on Instagram, and I'm going to be posting it on Facebook too. So check it out. There was really good value as usual with Will. So you guys can go watch it if you guys miss it. Thank you, Rise and Grind. Thank you both for coming on here and hosting. Thank you, Rise and Grind. Ernie, thank you for coming in, and have a good night, everybody. And we'll see you guys next Friday. Thank you. Good night, and have a nice weekend.